Councilman Bodier.
Present.
Councilman Chatelain.
Present.
Councilman Hewitt.
Present.
Councilman Landry.
Present.
Councilman Murray.
Present.
Mayor Mosca.
Present.
Police Chief Dickinson.
Present.
Fire Chief St. Cyr.
Absent.
City Attorney Purcell.
It's going to be the best gift I got.
Do we have any special presentations? I know the chief wants to give us stats. Hey, do we have any special presentations? Chief, why don't you give your stats?
Yes, sir. Good evening, Mayor, Council, citizens of Harahan. My name is Mac Dickinson, Harahan Police Department. I wanted to give the stats for April. The number of calls for service we handled was 793. Of that, 7 of them were accidents. We wrote a total of 231 citations with 311 charges. We had 2 funeral escorts and 3 patrol requests. The number of arrests we had were 55. Number of charges were 92. Of that, 12 were traffic, 5 were felony, 63 were misdemeanor, and 2 were city. Persons and property crimes: no murders, no rapes, no 1 robbery. We had 3 residential burglaries, 0 non-residential burglaries, 1 attempted burglary, no vehicle thefts, no attempted vehicle thefts, 17 larceny thefts, and 10 assaults. I just wanted to mention we did have a few break-ins on Hickory at Oak, and I wanted to let the citizens of Harahan to know to please lock your doors. I know people think that they're going to get in anyway. Well, that's not necessarily true. We have up to 4 to 8 officers, 10-8, or working at any time in a 2.2 square mile area. So if someone does break the window, someone's going to hear and call the police. So what they do is we'll walk around and check handles until they find an unlocked vehicle. So please lock your doors, keep your lights on, and if you see any suspicious people at night walking around, pick up the phone and call us. We'll come out there and check it out. The other thing I wanted to mention is the river's up. Now that the river's up, that means the coyotes will come in and look for food here. We haven't got that many reports of them, but please pick up any dog food you have left out, secure your cans, and if you do see any of them, just let us know. And that concludes my report,
Chief,
Mayor.
we have an application for alcoholic beverage tonight. I just want to make sure you approve this.
Yes, sir.
It's low content, right?
Right. I believe it's low content and for wine, I believe.
Okay.
Is it?
I don't think wine. Wine's high content.
Okay.
We're going to make a motion to amend the agenda and
But
take
it's
care of it
right
now?
across the street from a church. That's the problem.
Right.
It can't be high.
It can only be, that's right. That's
We'll do a
that's the
motion
one
by
where Nick
Landry,
Lucio
second by
spoke
Murray
to.
to amend the
Okay, I know
agenda,
which one you're
call
talking
for
about now.
the
Yeah.
vote on the license.
When
It's
you
just for the
discuss
low
it.
content.
Yeah.
You're right.
All in favor?
Yeah.
All right, you want to come on up and tell us what you're doing? Get a free ad in?
I'm Lenny Minutello, the proprietor of the Happy Italian Pizzeria. We plan on serving beer and light wine. The city of Harahan considers light wine low alcohol, and the state considers it high, but it's, I believe today I found out that it's under 15%, anything under 15%. So champagne is not included in that, or any alcohol after dinner drinks, so just beer and light wine. There will be no bar. It's only served with food at tables, so we appreciate your help on that. We plan on, with a little bit of construction going on now on the interior of the building. Signs should be up the end of next week and the week after that. We just signed an electrical contractor, start tomorrow. He'll be permitting tomorrow. Plumbers is getting an inspection tomorrow, and the other interior stuff should be done. The pizza oven should arrive hopefully around the 2nd or 3rd of June, and we should be open by the end of that week.
What kind of crushes, sir?
The best.
Thick,
It'll be
medium?
it'll be the only pizza ovens of its kind in Louisiana. They're coming from Canada. It's called the Picard P2200.
Didn't the Canadians invent pizza?
No, it's Irish. But it's a stone conveyor oven, so you get a stone baked product. Closest one is in Gainesville, Florida, in case you've ever been there.
So this is where the old Nucio's
Yes, that's
was?
correct. Yeah, we've taken over the Nucio spot and then Suite B, so we'll seat about 100.
Oh, wow. It's going to be pretty
Yes,
large.
we'll have a private room for 8, 2 rooms that we can have parties in of about 30 or 35.
We're looking forward to it. So it's gonna be pizzas and sandwiches.
Pizza,
and-
sandwiches, salads, pasta. Yes,
Thank you so much for
You're welcome.
investing in our city.
thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks.
Thank you.
All right, any discussion, Council Landry?
No questions for me.
Bodier?
No discussion.
Chatelain?
No, sir.
Murray?
No.
Hewitt? All
No,
in
sir.
favor?
Yay.
Any opposed? 5 yeas, no nays. Congratulations.
Welcome
Next,
to Harahan.
we go to address the council. Before anyone comes up, the council certainly wants to congratulate our newest judge, Scott Schlegel, who ran a great campaign under the tutelage of Old Town Mayor Carla Ferreira. Want to thank him for running, and we know he'll make an experienced, good judge, and we wish him the best of luck. Anyone want to address the council? It's free. Approval of minutes.
Motion.
Motion by Murray, second by Hewitt to dispense with the reading of the minutes of April 18th. All in favor?
Yay.
Any opposed? 5 yeas, no nays. Excuse me. By Hewitt, second by Murray to approve those minutes of April 18th. All in favor?
Yay.
Any opposed? 5 yeas, no nays. Excuse me. Next, we have the reading of the minutes of the Board of Adjustment and Appeals
Motion.
for April 24th. Motion by Murray, second by Bodie to dispense with the minutes. All in favor?
Yay.
Any opposed? 5 yeas, no nays. Motion by Murray, second by Bodie to approve those minutes. Any opposition? All in favor?
Yay.
Any opposed? 5 yeas, no nays. Next, the reading of the minutes of Plan and Zoning Board by motion by Landry, second by Chatelain. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, no nays. Motion to approve those minutes by Landry, second by Bodier. All in favor?
Yay.
5 yeas, no nays. Resolutions, there are none, right, Madam Clerk?
No, sir, none.
Ordinances for approval, public hearing, go ahead.
The following ordinance was proposed by Councilman Bodier and seconded by Councilman Landry. An ordinance to amend ordinance number 1333, section 18, subsection E, exceptions and modifications to use regulations number 3, whereas the city has received requests to secure properties with aesthetically pleasing open design fences, including front yards, and whereas the Planning and Zoning Commission of the City of Harahan held public hearing on March 6, 2013, and whereas said commission has reported their findings to the Harahan City Council. Now therefore be it ordained by the Council of the City of Harahan, State of Louisiana, acting as the governing authority of said city, that Section 1, Ordinance Number 1333, Section 18, Subsection E, Exceptions and Modifications to use Regulations Number 3 be amended to read as follows. Solid fences not to exceed a height of 7 feet may be erected in any portion of a lot except in the required front yard or side yard of corner lots when the lot in the rear fronts the side yard. Wrought iron, wooden, vinyl, or other composite material fences which do not exceed a height of 4 feet with an open design may be allowed in the required front yard with a minimum of 5-foot setback from the front property line. Open design shall mean a fence with a minimum spacing of 4 inches between all fencing members. Section 2, the severability and repeal clause as referenced in ordinance number 1566 is incorporated into this ordinance. This ordinance having been submitted to a vote, the vote thereon was as follows.
All right, motion open up for a public hearing by Landry, second by Bodier. All in favor? Any opposed? 5 yeas, no nays. Anyone wishing to address this ordinance can do so now. Motion by Hewitt, second by Chatelain to close the public hearing. All in favor?
Yay.
Any opposed? 5 yeas, no nays. Discussion. Hewitt,
No discussion.
Murray,
No discussion.
Landry,
I think we discussed it at great length last meeting, so no today.
Bodier.
David, we had talked about this, and everything looked pretty square with it. I mean, we're not stepping,
You sure?
I was talking to Dave,
Oh.
we had issues with it.
Yes, sir. You need a mic.
I'm sorry.
All right, it corrected the 10-foot too that we had in that. It's
Okay.
Councilman Shanley?
No discussion.
Landry?
No discussion.
All in favor?
Yay.
Any opposed?
Nay.
Yay.
Oh, okay, we.
Okay, all in favor?
Yay.
Yay.
2 yeas. Any opposed?
Nay.
Yay.
3 opposed, ordinance fails.
Cindy and Murray and Bodier.
All right, Madam Clerk, we have ordinances for introduction.
Yes, sir. The first ordinance for introduction, the following ordinance was offered by Councilman. This is re-subdivision for
I'll take it.
Bodier. An ordinance approving the re-subdivision of Plot D, Magnolia Acres, and a portion of a former strip of Markham Heights subdivision, City of Harahan, Parish of Jefferson, State of Louisiana, made by Gilbert Kelly and Couture, Incorporated, dated March 3rd, 2013. Number 2.
Sorry.
In the second ordinance,
Let's see. You read the second one too?
I'm reading the second one. The following ordinance was proposed unanimously by the Council of the City of Harahan. An ordinance levying a tax of 15.81 mils on each dollar of assessed valuation on all taxable properties in the City of Harahan for the year 2013, and authorizing the tax collector to collect the said taxes on all the taxable property within the incorporated limits of the City of Harahan, and to otherwise provide with respect thereto.
Okay, old business.
No old business.
You have any old business?
No, sir. No new business.
I'll make sure I don't have any either.
Daylight.
No old business?
No, sir.
Going once? Twice? Exactly, no old business. Okay, new business. Councilman?
Mayor, I have some new business
Good.
that I think we need to discuss,
All
just
right.
real quickly. It's fast approaching, hurricane season, and, I know, and I believe you're very well aware of it, and I don't know if you've done anything with this yet, that we have to take out bids and everything
Right.
for cleanup and so forth. I'm just wondering if we've done
Right,
that.
we're in the process of, Rena's, I think she put an ad in the paper already,
Okay,
and
For
she set
cleanup
up,
and for-
yeah, she set up a meeting, I think, later this month or the first week of June, we have to have a meeting.
because I got mine the other day from St. Charles, because I'm in the business of working in that
Right.
specific area, and, we got our, our bids in and so forth, and I realized, hey, did we do ours? And
Right.
just wanted to make sure that with it coming shortly, is that we're prepared for it. We have our, emergency management team in place and so forth. And,
Right.
that everything's going well, and that was just basically it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anyone else have any new business? Representatives of the development of the Colonial property on Colonial Club Drive are going to hold a informative meeting on June the 4th at 6:30 in the gym. These representatives of the developers have rented our gym for the event. The mayor and the council are not participants or promoters of the event, will probably be in the audience. But the presentation will be June 4th, 6:30 at the gym, and we encourage all citizens of Harahan to participate in this interesting issue that the city will deal with in the coming months.
And that's a Tuesday, right?
I'm sorry?
That's a Tuesday?
Tuesday, right?
Tuesday.
Tuesday, June 4th. So we're asking all citizens to consider participating, show up there, involve yourselves, and be attentive to what these developers are planning, and then we could have some discourse, dialogue on it later. Under new business, I guess, I'd like to remind people that the day-to-day the city deals with a lot of financial issues. And just for the citizens to understand the impact of the financial situation we're dealing with, the city got a loan in 2005 in connection with the hurricane of $965,000, which has to be repaid. Part of that loan was forgiven by the federal government, but part of it wasn't. And the part that wasn't, as of today, totals $377,000. So the city is obligated to pay $377,000 back to the federal government. Of course, the city is trying to get the government to forgive that amount also, but thus far we haven't been successful. We're going to keep trying.
Hey, what happens if we don't pay?
We'll find out.
I was
We
just
definitely
wondering,
will find
what
out.
happens? I mean,
I guess the only option they
do
have is
they
to
repo the city?
put a lien on our property. But I'm not sure. Also, the city is quite aware that several streets are in desperate need of repair, resurfacing, new asphalt, new concrete. And the city would like to accommodate these streets. It's just that we have very little money to do so. We survive day to day on our budget, but our budget really doesn't provide for money to fix streets. Fortunately, we have a Jefferson Parish Council person who is aware of the situation, Councilman Paul Johnson, who's been kind enough to help us put forth money to fix some of our streets. But streets that we need to fix are still Monroe, Lincoln, Grover, Landry, Tyler, Kendall, East Shannon, Huntley, Halsey. It's an added issue that the city faces, and it's hard for the city to make a decision what street to fix first. We have no money to really fix any street first. As we've discussed several times in the past, our sewer plant needs an overhaul, and all the sewer pipes need to be reassessed and utilize a procedure which cleans them out and fixes the cracks that are in them, removes the tree debris and things like that. We've applied for a loan with the state. We're in negotiation with the state of Louisiana now for a low interest rate of under 2%. We're trying to get some additional money. We've applied for a $4 million loan, but what the sewer people tell me, we need more like $7 million. So we're waiting for the state to give us an answer on how much exactly they will be willing to lend us at for a 20-year period at under 2% interest rate. So you will notice an increase on your water bills in July, and that's due to the fact that in order to help right now remedy the sewer problem, the council fortunately saw fit to increase our sewer fees so that we can meet the day-to-day costs of running the sewer plant and the lift stations. We're not making a profit on this. We're just trying to run it as efficiently as we can on the money that we're taking in for the sewer fees. Anyone else have any new business? Anyone else want to address the council? Secretary's report.
The Secretary's report for April, revenues $379,445.72.
You got any bills to pay?
Yes, sir. The council paid the bills in April in the amount of $282,203.
Okay, reports, Council Landry.
Okay, sure. Like the mayor, I wanted to congratulate Judge-elect Scott Schlegel, our new judge. I was extremely impressed, and it made my heart feel good that an underdog can still run a grassroots campaign and succeed. Had gotten kind of disheartened when it looks like the man with the most money gets the job, because it just takes so much to run these campaigns today. But Mr. Schlegel ran a good race. He knocked many doors, and it did my heart good, and it should you too. I mean, Harahan has always been a place where you can hit the pavement and win an elected position. But usually when you get to the bigger races, it's hard. So congratulations to him. The other thing on the ballot was the renewal of the taxes. I don't think the parish advertised it or promoted it as much as they should have, but these were renewals and not new taxes. I think they're going to try to put it back on the ballot again. I would ask you to please reconsider. I mean, it is sewage and schooling and education, and it affects us here in Harahan too. That money does trickle down with us when they help us. We have a public school in Harahan, and certainly help us with sewage from time to time. That's just my personal opinion, and again, if it comes back up, please reconsider. It's not any more taxes, it's just what you've already been paying. I'd also like to thank the mayor, Mr. Carlo, and Councilman Chatelain for taking care of a problem that's been going on Wilson Street for quite some time. And the mayor made an emergency judgment, called us all and told us what was going on, and had a sinkhole in his backyard. And it's been happening, if I remember, for years. And we're finally going to do it, and we're finally going to fix it correctly. Mr. Shields is probably the most patient man in the world. It's going to be fixed now, and I think they did a great job. I mean, Councilman Chatelain jumped on it and was out there pretty much every day checking on it, getting everything up and going. Which, again, it's great to have you on the council with the knowledge you have with those types of things. Also, we have the St. Rita Fishing Rodeo coming up again this year. It's on June 21st and 22nd. Let me give you the fella's name to contact, then I'll tell you a little more. His name is Stephen Monajan, 504-671-5620. It's going to be at the Trade Winds Marina in Chauvin. Is that by
Cocodrie.
In Cocodrie. Lodging available. They have a bait shop there. Last year was fantastic. We had a good time. You come out on Friday, sleep with the kids, hit early fishing. It's a good family event, especially for a father and a son to go do it. It's a lot of fun. I didn't realize Cocodrie was so far away, but it is a nice drive. So if you decide to go, you ought to sleep over. There's sponsorships available too. So please, if you're a company or a business that want to get your name out there and advertise for a very reasonable price, please contact Steve at the number I gave you. Again, that's 671-5620. I think there was one other thing. No, that's it. Oh, there is another thing. I made my 23rd anniversary this month. I want to thank my wife for sticking with me that many years.
Congratulations.
I have been involved in many
She
things
deserves
over
sainthood.
the years. What's that? Yeah,
She
she's the same.
deserves sainthood.
And being in politics, and you go on a lot. And organizations like the Dad's Club and Knights of Columbus, there's always a meeting, a function. And she's always been right at my side, helping me with all of it. So thank you, baby. You know I love you. And thanks for putting up with me for so many years. And that's it for me, man.
Councilman Chatelain?
Councilman Landry covered about everything.
I was trying to be like Councilman Morrow. but
No one can
almost
be
got
like
it.
me, darling. I am a one of a kind.
I do believe that.
This is true.
But
For better
I'm
or
happy.
for worse, I am a one of a kind.
I'm happy to say I think we're going to fix that problem, Mr. Shields' yard. Believe they're going to start digging it on Monday. We have temporary pumps out there now. We have 2 other sinkholes I believe we're looking into right now. And I don't have enough information on them to give it to you yet, but I believe Mr. Carlo Ferreira is going to be checking into that. And I mean, I'll go out with him and check on it and see if we can figure out. But we have a few problems. That's why we decided to raise that sewer fee, which it isn't enough to solve all our problems, but we're going to put the Band-Aids on them until we come to a point where we can afford to repair correctly. And it's going to take time, but we're going to take it step by step. And if y'all have any problems, feel free to contact us at City Hall. If you notice a sinkhole or water running in the street, I mean, we can't cover every square inch, but as soon as you notice something, call us. The quicker you call, the quicker we can have someone address it. And normally you make the repair quicker, it's a little cheaper than if we wait too long. You know, the longer we wait, everybody drives past, sees water leaking out the ground, they just keep driving and say, oh, somebody else will call it, somebody else will call it. Well, a week later, the phone call comes into City Hall. And they say, oh, it's been leaking for a week. So don't feel embarrassed. I mean, just feel free to call. I mean, if you can't get in, call a police station and just let them know, and they'll let us know to go out and check it. But if not, we'll get another big sinkhole in the middle of a street. You know, a kid could fall in. We're going to try to address it. We got to keep the city safe, and we have to keep our sewer flowing. That's about it. Thank you.
Mayor, can I add one thing
Sure.
before you go on? Talking about call-in, I received an email, I think last week, from a lady that was suspicious of a vehicle in her neighborhood. It wound up being nothing. The guy was doing some surveying, but he was parked out for quite some time. And in her email, she said she didn't want to call the police because she didn't want to bother them. Again, I will say, if you see anything suspicious, anything at all, just call 911. It'll go directly to Harahan, and they will send an officer. You're not bothering them. You're not causing them any trouble. That's what they do. And like I tell my kids and my wife all the time, it's better to be a little embarrassed than to be sorry. So again, suspicious activity anywhere, please call. They want you to call. That's it. That's it.
Councilman Shelley?
Done.
Councilman Bodie?
I just want to remind everybody about this meeting at the gym on June 4th. Something's going to happen at Colonial, and if it concerns you or affects you in any way, shape, or form, it would be really good to be at this meeting. I have talked to representatives a couple times, and I know they have a lot of preliminary things that they want to discuss, look at, get people's ideas, get people's opinions. The guys seem to be very open to suggestions. So if you don't come and it concerns you, then shame on you, because you should be there. This subject and topic has been so hot for so long. I'm frankly, tired of hearing it, but if it affects you, this is something really important and something we really should be, vigilant of. That front's going to get developed, and I think this city really needs the economic impact of it. That's where I stand. That's where I've always stood. We don't have many resources here to count on for tax dollars, and I think if we can bring some good stores there that are, that can fit our community and a lot of things that we all agree on, I think we can really get some benefit out of it. I'd also like to congratulate Scott. He is the man. He walked through Harahan just like we do, and it was pretty cool to see him. I know he knocked my door twice, so that was pretty amazing. I also want to remind everybody that school's going to be letting out probably in about, I want to think, just a week from now. Please just watch out for children. I have young children, and they don't always listen to stay out the street, but if you see my children in the street, you're more than welcome to correct them. And also, I wanted to say that, I talked to Jimmy Dudenhofer. They're looking for banner sponsors in the field of the playground. So if you'd like to advertise for your business out on the playground and one of the banner sponsors, I'm sure the Harahan Athletic Association would greatly appreciate it. That's all I have. Thank you.
Councilman Murray?
Thank you very much. Again, as we've all reiterated, that we're very pleased with Scott Schlegel becoming our new judge. We appreciate it. We appreciate seeing a hometown boy get to us. He knocked several doors. Harahan has been very good to him with the vote. That was very, very nice. So congratulations, Scott. We expect to see you here at the meetings every third Thursday. Let us know what's going on in the courts. Mayor, I do want to ask a question, and I should have brought this up in new business maybe, but on some of our committees that we have, in particular our planning and zoning committee,
Right.
last time we only had 2 people, and I think we have, what, 7 or 9 people on the
Right,
committee?
right.
Oh, it's only
And we've had several people that that I'm sure have not been there in quite a while, and I think we need to do something about that. If so, can I ask if anybody would like to volunteer on that?
Why don't we have, Madam Clerk,
Pull up the roll.
pull up the roll and to give us in our box, a list
Okay.
of who's missed 3 meetings.
Yeah, there's an ordinance in place.
Yes, there is
I think
an
if you
ordinance
miss
in place.
3 meetings, you get a letter sent.
Right. And so, I think it's an injustice to the people who fill out applications and spend money and their time coming and want their case presented, and the fact that there was no quorum, I think that says unfortunately poorly of our committee, and I think that if the people are unenthusiastic anymore about joining, there may be new people who want to come and who would like to do that, be trained well and understand what's going on. It is a great time to serve your city if you would like to, and probably next month we may be asking or calling for the possibility of new people. And even if you would like to and there's no positions available, we'd be more than happy to hold that until the next one appears if you would like to get on a committee to help the city. And it's very rewarding, and I came from planning and zoning as well as Councilman Landry came from it. We had both 8 years on there.
Enjoyed
And
it
enjoy
very
the
much.
heck out of it, really did. I mean, it really gives you an insight as to government, how it's working, and if you want your kind of foot in the door and to understand what's going on government-wise, it really was an enlightening adventure for us, and I really appreciate having that opportunity. Also, Mayor, unfortunately, and might be a little different subject, but we have an ordinance on the books also for our department heads to attend the meetings. And although there's not very much on the agenda tonight, I do believe that we should require, and I think that that's what that ordinance does, requires all of our department heads to be at every meeting. And just in case a person comes up, would like to speak or address an issue, they will hear the request or the concern firsthand, and that they will be able to maybe help with that situation right there, or look into it and get back with that person. I know you usually do that if there is no person here, but since it is an ordinance, and I think that that is required of their duty and of their position, and I think that they should be here. I really do.
No, you're correct.
Well, Councilman Murray, maybe, I think certainly regulatory, because most of the stuff we
Well,
do is land use law.
I
and he
would,
can
I
go-
would think that all
and-
appointed
well,
positions.
I don't know about maintenance, but, I mean, maybe we could rewrite the ordinance to does the ordinance say by request, or does it say they have to be
They
here?
have to be here. I think that they should, because you never know when a citizen may come up and have a concern. They may have already taken care of it, or aware of it, or working on it, just to give maybe an update, or just merely to be here in case we need to ask them a question. And I think that that's what,
Ordinance in y'all's box?
You know,
Yeah.
you know the ordinance
there-
number?
I don't know.
The
ordinance
only
number.
problem I have with that is, I haven't been on council long. I haven't had anyone ever come in here and ask a question to the maintenance director.
No, they're not
Playground
asking,
director.
no, no,
Maintenance
no,
and
no.
recreation, I don't
It's,
think
they're
is
not asking a
mandatory.
question to them, okay? It's that they are here because it's subject matter may need it. Now, as she
I
just
think
said.
the point we're trying to make is that there's a couple of positions that I think need to be here, and there's a couple of positions that probably don't have to
Well,
be here.
I
Maybe we
believe
could
I-
relook at the ordinance.
I'm willing to rewrite the ordinance.
But
Yes,
I
I mean,
think,
my problem is I'd rather Mr. Edwin be available when we have an emergency at night to come out and handle the maintenance
I think-
instead of coming to sit in on this meeting, which he does.
Right.
Stu's at the playground coaching baseball tonight.
Well-
I can't see pulling from the kids to come here to this meeting.
well,
If
you
we
guys-
had a question, we could call and make
Regulatory
arrangements to
and
meet with him.
fire
Well,
and
let me
police, yes.
reiterate what I was saying. Is that number one, is that with them here, okay, say the recreation department, they can let us know what's going on back there. Give a report. I think that that is good that because we may not see them every month, they are giving some type of report telling what to us, the council, because basically we approve them through the mayor. He asked for them to be approved, and I think that there should be some type of, what's the word?
How about this? We can think about doing
Yeah.
it, like maybe have a report.
Accountability? Yeah, some type of accountability, that's my
A
word.
report, maybe, something like that.
Excuse me.
My kids aren't that young anymore, so I'm not back there as much as I used to.
No,
be.
I understand that.
I'm sorry, Carrie.
But
I'm at the
that's my point
playground.
of this. It's,
When
they
my
need to be
kids
here.
aren't playing, when my kids are playing, I talk to the playground every other week.
We do, that's the point, we do.
I feel
But
we have
our-
contact.
Right, but and that's just the playground, but our citizens do not. So giving a report of that, being accountable for what they may have done, or telling they're working on a project, I think that's a good thing.
Let's agree to look at it again.
Yes,
and see
let's
what
look
we
at it.
have, 'cause
But
I
this
think-
is just
I
my
think we-
thought.
I think we understand your point, but I
Right.
mean, but maybe
It's
there's
an
a way to-
ordinance. It should be here.
Right, they should be here.
I'm willing to rewrite it.
Yeah,
No.
I'm gonna go, actually, I'm gonna read it and see.
I'm
what
gonna read it again
That's
too,
an old
but I know
ordinance.
that, but just my thoughts on it is that with the department heads here, I believe that it would be, and I don't mean that they're not doing anything when I say accountability, believe me. These people work their butts off, we know that, and a lot of them are paid less than they should be for the kind of work that they do. And by no means am I, don't misconstrue what I'm saying about the department heads. I just think it would be a good idea, since it is an ordinance, and that they can give some type of report to us to tell us what's going on. Not necessarily just us, but let the citizens know what's going on out there. So that was just it. That's just one thing I was thinking about. So, other than that, I said congratulations to Scott. And pretty soon, we're going to have the storms, we'll be in hurricane season. So please start making your plans for the possibility of having to leave, or making your plans to be ready to be able to stay here for 3 to 5 days with no electricity. And be aware of what's going on so that you're prepared in case of a hurricane. We all make our own plans, do our own thing, but nonetheless, let's be prepared. So thank you all, and good night.
Councilman Hewitt?
In addition to the streets that we're planning to redo, I talked to the mayor before the meeting, and I had some citizens reach out to me recently about Grove, and it's one of the worst streets that we have, and much needed repair. So I just wanted to mention that. I didn't know if you mentioned that in your list, Mayor, that that's going to be on the next plan and list of streets to be done. I also wanted to talk a little bit about what the mayor discussed about the colonial development and the town hall. I recently was reached out from the developers who want to develop the front and the commercial property, and talked with them over the phone, and then also met recently with the owners of the property at Colonial, Mr. George's. And first of all, I wanted to tell him that I really appreciate him taking the time to meet with me and to discuss his plan and what he'd like to do. And I wanted just to kind of make my stance, because I don't know if I've said this publicly, and I know Councilman Baudier discussed it tonight, but it's very important to me not to move forward with the commercial rezoning and give them the commercial until we know what's going on with the entire property and what their plan is. And I think right now it's kind of up in the air, and they really don't have a set plan. And until we know that, I just don't feel good about rezoning the front to commercial. We need to protect our citizens and the property values and drainage and our green space, and those are things important to all of us. So again, I want to thank Mr. Georges for graciously meeting with me. And he did say he'd get back with me soon, hopefully with some type of plan and more specifics. So we look forward to hearing from him again. And congratulations to Judge Schlegel.
Okay, it's very important, so I'm going to say it again. June 4th, 6:30, representatives of the developers of the Colonial Tract will make a presentation at our gym to anyone that's interested. I encourage all Harahan citizens to attend. Those in close proximity to the project, those that are not in close proximity to the project. project. The council as elected officials, the mayor as elected official has an obligation to the citizens of Harahan to do what's best for the city. Not to do what's best for 3 people, not to do what's best for 10 people, not to do what's best for 4,000 people. The totality of our community is around 9,850. We have to look at the majority and say what is best at this time in the history of the city. Now, I told you earlier we are having some financial problems. Right now, our budget is 20% over what we voted on. Now, why is that? Because when we have hurricanes, when we pick up your debris, when we clean your streets, as quickly as we did, and you are smiling, it costs money. That reimbursement is not at 100%. The federal government, the state government, they don't pick up the whole bill. 25% is on the city. When you have a budget you plan, you're not planning to spend 25% on hurricane debris pickup. So when it happens, you're going to be over budget. How do you make it up? Some people say taxation. Tax the citizens. It's hard to tax the citizens if you want to get elected in the city of Harahan. Because the citizens, they don't want to be taxed. They want to enjoy the quality of life that is Harahan, but they don't want to pay for it, for the most part. Now, a lot of citizens do want to pay for it and would not object to an increase in millage. How many mills is enough? It's hard to say. We have the lowest millage in the parish. It's like 15.62. In fact, this evening, as a first reading, we have an ordinance that's going to move that forward to 15.81. Not very much. It'll create about $30,000 extra a year. So what does that mean, $30,000 a year for Harahan? It funds the entire senior center for the whole year. It funds the entire senior center for the whole year. So that $30,000 that's funding the senior center relieves the city of putting that $30,000 into the senior center. What can we do with $30,000? We might be able to cut 10 trees that are on servitudes that are dying. People call us up all the time. They might fix the sidewalk. They might go to patching streets, not repairing them. But that money goes to serve you and your community. So this issue about Colonial is much bigger than 4 people, 4 loud voices. And unfortunately, the council is not going to be able to dictate what these developers are going to do. We can monitor it. We can require all these things that are necessary: streets, sewerage, drainage, fire protection, police protection, flood protection. We can ensure that. We can tie that up so they have to put up, for example, a new sewer plant to take care of their sewage. But we cannot dictate how they want to present their plan. Why is that? Every citizen has the right to come to City Hall and file for rezoning, a re-subdivision, a variance. They pay their money. It goes through a process. And at the end of that process, it comes before the council. The council gets a vote on it. If the vote is 3-2, the mayor gets to veto it if he wants. It's up to a whole bunch of bureaucratic stages. But the bottom line is that people have the right to come in and piecemeal whatever they want to do with their project. Now, some people say, I don't want a piecemeal, I want the total picture. Well, the developers might say, we're not going to give you the total picture. So they could sit on it. They could sit on it for 1 year. They could sit on it for 2 years. They could wait for the next election, see who gets elected. They could wait 3 years. And the bottom line is, the citizens of Harahan are getting absolutely no tax dollars for the use of the property. That's Harahan's last hurrah. I don't play golf. I wish it could have stayed a golf course. The economy, the way the whole operation was run, people forget. People ran this operation privately. Obviously, they didn't succeed. And then they came with different ideas. Those didn't succeed. But now someone has bought the property, a person of substantial means who can decide to do nothing with the property until he's ready. What does that do for the citizens in this economy? The obligation of our elected officials is to evaluate the entire scenario and not to make a rash judgment and say, I don't want to do this until you do this, this, and this. We have to entertain whatever plan comes before us as a whole. Look at it, see how it affects Harahan. Does it bring $7 million of new taxes into the city? If it does, how does the council feel about that? How does the citizens feel about that? They're losing a golf course, but that tract of land is a tax-producing opportunity for years and years and years to come for your children and grandchildren to experience the best playgrounds we can give them, the best senior center we can give them, the best streets we can give them, the best law enforcement agency, the best fire department. It's an opportunity. This Harahan is a residential community that is the envy of many areas within our parish and state. We just won 2 weeks ago for our category, the cleanest city in our category in the state. The cleanest city in our category in the entire state. To me, that says something. It says it's a start. It's an opportunity to build upon. Just like we have a great police department, we're building upon it. We want as few crimes to appear in Harahan as possible, which, by the mere fact that our citizens, for the most part, don't commit crimes, we're in excellent shape. You talk to our fire department, they have needs. They have computer needs. We're living in the past with the fire department's computers, and we got to update them. And we have to get online with the state fire department system, which we're not. So there are many issues that we have to address day by day. We make decisions every day how to spend money, how to spend your tax dollars. We make decisions every day. Should we take this tree down, which is on the verge of leaning on someone's house, which is in a city servitude, $1,500? Or do we go and patch up a street for $750? Because you got to, on a day-to-day basis, I can't allow the city to go deeper and deeper and deeper in debt. We have to take affirmative action. We did, thank God, I bless this council for increasing your sewage rates. That's a tax they increased, and I'm happy for it. I don't call it a tax, but most citizens would, but it's needed. Also, since I've been mayor, throughout my 3 terms and 4 terms as a council person, this is the best group of people that I've had experience to work with, both in City Hall and with the city employees and with these elected officials. It's not stressful to be an elected official in Harahan with the other elected officials. This is a community of elected officials who truly understand that we gotta make some moves soon that are gonna affect the city for years and years and years to come. My major concern is, let's have an open mind. Let's be receptive to what comes in, analyze it, crisscross it, dot the I, cross the T, cross-examine it, cross-examine it, cross-examine it, cross-examine it. But at the end of the day, let's vote on what's best for the city. Not those in close proximity to the project, not those who are not in close proximity to the project, but what is best for the city, which none of us have an idea right now. We have ideas, but none of us really know because we don't have the numbers yet. We don't have the information. One start is to have this informational session June 4th. That's just a start. We got to compile a lot of information. But in the meantime, day in and day out, we're spending money, and we're not getting money in. I don't know what causes it right now. 4 major businesses in Harahan have left. I don't know if it's the economy. I don't know what it is, but you know, those tax dollars have left, and we haven't replenished it yet. So, you know, Harahan is never known as a commercial area. Jefferson Highway is a highway. And what develops on Jefferson Highway develops. But I don't think the council is going to approve anything that is not in the best interest of the totality of the city. And I feel certain the council will entertain whatever project comes before them without unilaterally saying, I can't support that, I can't support that. Support what you want to support after you have gathered the information and had a chance to discuss it with your fellow council people and look to see what's best for the community. That's my humble advice. As I said before, this council, we're blessed because they're bright. I can say this because I'm the oldest one. But they're energetic, they're bright, they're motivated to want to help. I haven't experienced this type of political animal in a long time. And as I said before, I'm blessed to have them on our team. Team Harahan. Remember Team Harahan, Mayor? That's what we are, Team Harahan. And we're going to continue to be Team Harahan. And I invite anyone to present any project they want to the city. And I promise you, you'll get a full-blown, good look. We will treat you as user-friendly as we can. Whatever the vote is, that's what the vote is. I don't control any votes. Some people are going around the city saying, I got 3 votes. I own 3 votes. I got 3 votes. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. Those people are ones that psychologically feel nervous. They are not in control of a situation, so psychologically they feel the only way to do something is to scare people or to impose the will upon people. And it's not going to happen in Harahan because everybody knows at the end of the day, you know, whatever happens, happens. At night. No. Is it done? All right, 30 seconds. They got one sinister guy walking around, but it's really not sinister. Donald Flores walks at night. And he's short, like a pot stomach, and carries these monkey bells, and he's just exercising. So don't get afraid. Don't report him to the police. Anything else?
I'm sure Chick-fil-A appreciates that.
You want to adjourn?
Motion by who to adjourn? Motion by who?
Oh, wait.
Motion by Shadley, second by Murray to adjourn. All in favor?
Yay.
Any opposed? 5 days, no.
All right.